Well, there you are. You're welcome. Charlie Greer podcast. Like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, look in the description. And today, starting a band. You are? Well, I just might too. Again. Yeah, starting a band. So let's break down the word band. I mean, it's like band together. It's not just like three or four dudes jamming. You can hear the difference. Maybe you can't, but that's what a good band is. They're band, you know what I mean? It sounds like one thing instead of four or five, three, whatever it is. Sometimes even good bands can slip and they're all hungover. But yeah, starting the band. I mean, I've been retired for like 10 years, so I don't have a band. But even when I was solo for a long while, which is like I had a revolving door policy. I lived in Los Angeles. It's hard to keep a band together, especially when you're not paying them properly. They're playing as though they're getting paid. No, they're doing Taco Bell and beer after the gig. I mean, if we can make money, I'll split it with them. But a lot of freebie gigs. But yeah, starting a band. I mean, hopefully you can have friends. You can be friendly with these people, but I mean, sometimes it starts off friendly. Then you don't want to, But yeah, starting a band. I would recommend people like doing a three-piece, like a guy playing and singing. It doesn't matter how bad it is, and a bass player and a drummer. Solo, that's all I ever did. I always had a power trio. But you can most of my band, my band, they were always like a four-piece. I couldn't imagine being like a five or six guys. And you're gonna learn pretty quick that the most important thing is just to like get the situation down with the people, because you're gonna have to forget about the music, man. You're gonna have to deal with like you damn near have to be a therapist. You have to relate to people and accept. Like for instance, like we used to have my old band. Everybody pick a cover they wanted to do, and of course, my cover I wanted to do. I remember one of the guys in the band, like he wanted to do a cover. I thought, what, like that. And I was kind of giving him shit I shouldn't have. My bad. I was like, no, man, it's my song I want to. But we agreed that we're like, okay, everybody's going to learn. We're going to learn everyone's cover and like pick the best one. His turned out to be the best. I couldn't believe it. Once I started playing it and we rocked it out, I was like, wow, he's right. So you don't know. Don't be too close-minded. No, I ain't gonna. You might, fall into a river of gold. You got to be open-minded. Usually not everybody in the band is writing the tunes. It's usually one dude or one guy and another dude. I always was like the main writer in any band I was in. That's what I do. I write, shitty, catchy tunes. And so yeah, that you got to bond, you got to band together, you got to. And also I would recommend, if you're just having fun, but I'd recommend a contingency plan, meaning having someone else that could step in, especially once you get down the road. You don't want to be canceling gigs. And people will cancel your band. I've had this happen to me multiple times where somebody, no, I can't make the gig. And it's right before the gig, like a week. And this is when I had my solo band. Multiple times this happened. We're like, oh, I'm going to Canada, wherever you're going, whatever happened. Can't make it. So, cool. Get online, try to find, hey, I need a bass player, whatever, drummer. Find them. Rehearse like for a couple of days and play the gig. And then the dude that didn't, that shows up at the gig. Well, I thought you were going to Oh, no, I tried playing. Well, I didn't think you'd make that. I thought you guys were going to cancel. Like, people will sabotage shit. And oh, wow, I didn't think you guys would, until I showed up. And wow, you guys are good. Can I come back? No, you can't come. What, to sabotage some more shit? I've worked with people for weeks paying money, because it was my solo band, so I'm paying for all the rehearsal halls and this, that, and the other. And then just quit, or go on to something else. And sometimes I get it if you got offered money, but get used to that. I mean, maybe that's just what happened to me, but it's fun having a band. There's nothing, especially if you like each other, and there's a camaraderie. When I first had my first real band, we had a van, the band van. There was like nothing. Those are good times. Great times. Just in the band, going to the gig and loading out, loading in, sound checking, laughing. Sometimes that was funner than the gig, because the gig can be, kind of stressful, and especially if you get to a certain point, you start going, hey, we need to get 700 people have to come to the door to make our, and the bar goal is, because that's kind of the world I grew up in. Playing clubs, you had to, who cares how good you are? You got to sell booze, man. You got to make the money. If you're not selling beers, you'd say, hey, I don't care how good you are. Paul McCartney can't play here if you can. So we were, and I kind of had to be schooled. Again, I was 18, 19. And yeah. And if you've got a lot of friends, if you know like a couple social butterflies, that'd be good to put a band. And then some people have the wherewithal to be in a bunch of bands. I never could do that. I can't do that. I'm dumb. I mean, whatever it is. I have a one-track mind. I have to focus, centered, certain. My band, I'm here, I'm there. I can't be. No, that's just not me. I mean, it's, again, some people are like that. I take my hat off to them, but I put everything into my band. If I'm in band mode, I call it. And that's just, So yeah, starting a band. And one of the reasons I'm saying this, because I'm starting a band. I don't know what it'll be. I might do two, like solo, like just a Charlie Greer solo original, and then start a cover band. I'm still contemplating what I'm going to do. Join someone's cover band or whatever. I don't know. I just want to do something for fun. I've been itching, and I would be teaching vocal lessons if I wasn't in this little small town and I just moved here, and I used to live here like 30 years ago, but I don't know, I haven't ran into anybody I used to know. I've scoured Facebook, and the ones I've seen, they're married, got kids, and they're running a factory. They don't have time they've moved on. But yeah, starting a band, again, I think everybody should be in a band, like in school, whatever, piccolo, whatever you're going to do, man. Teaches a lot about life, about government, about politics. Being in a band, you better be good with this, that, don't talk behind people's backs, and don't start any, because it gets stupid. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with, the electricity or something. An amp goes out, and then people get mad and they're blaming other, how's that? It's just best to roll it, just ride. I was always like, hey man, show must go on. Let's just do. I've had bad band members, and for some reason their life is their whatever they're doing, and they won't talk to you, or they won't hang out outside the band. I've had both. I've had where you're like, hey buddy, chum, friends hanging out, going to get chili dogs, and then I've had like, nope, I ain't got this, which sucks. I would like to have, let's have a barbecue. Let's just sit. Some people aren't like that. Some people don't want to. I've also seen band members, friends, kind of get the big head, hey, with my solo bands and about every band. I've had people join my band within like 6-7 months being in my band. Their next thing they like, where did the guy, what the sweet kid that I helping out, I've had people turn on me. I've had people use my band as a diving board to success, and then like turn on me for what did I do besides teach you everything I know and get you where you're at, kind of thing. Like I've mentored people, and I still do. I mean, I I do it without even. It's not like I'm overbearing or trying to tell someone what to. But he was asking me, "How you do this? How you do this?" Like, oh, might as well just tell him. It takes a lot more time and energy to friggin' argue. So it's just like, okay, I'll just. So yeah, there's levels to the, or go solo. Just be, Bob Dylan. Just, that's it. You can always find someone behind you. A lot of those like Hank Williams albums and early Elvis albums, there wasn't a drummer be found. And if there was, it was Elvis, Latest Flame. That there ain't hardly any drums on that. Oh, pretty. You just grab a guitar and just, I'll play at your backyard barbecue. The older I get, the more gigs I've done, because I've done a lot of gigs. I mean, I haven't gigged in 10 years. I quit. I was like, done. I couldn't do it anymore. But yeah, you have to. Some gigs are funner, just like, again, sometimes a backyard, no stress, just like a jam band, just get together and with your friend, those are the funnest. But then you would think like going back to like bands quitting. So I was living in Los Angeles and you're playing clubs, and I've been in another band. I was in Lomata, and I honed my own row, just trying to do that. And quite honestly, I wouldn't get in the biggest crowds. I wasn't like a hipster. I was, playing here and there, but I wasn't like a, certain. But my songs, I was getting more people like, hey, I like your song. Other bands were covering my song. So that's to me what is important. So, this person, that person, people are, and then I did a showcase set up a showcase at the Viper Room. And you would think like the Viper Room, yeah, well, it's stressful. It's on Sunset Boulevard. There's no parking. It's, you just have to pull up and park illegally, dump your stuff out. And then, and it's a union gig. You have to have guys walk your stuff in. And when I played, they supplied the back line. So meaning there was a Marshall stack for me, there was a bass stack for the bass player, and there was a drum set up. So you just have to use what they had, bring your guitar. And of course, like a week before the gig, something happened. Like, I don't know, like I lost my bass player. And this has happened so many times. It's like, so I was like, oh, what are we going to do? Put at Craigslist. This is back when Craigslist was a thing. Put a Craigslist ad on LA, Recycler, whatever it was. MySpace, I don't even know. But we found some, rehearsed with them maybe 4 times. And did a showcase for a guy from Capitol, And it was a good gig. It's just that you could tell this guy, he would stop playing. He wouldn't know the songs that well. And the dude knew. The dude was like, "Oh yeah, man. I love the songs, but like, well, don't think about the song. Let's get a publishing deal or something." And a publishing deal is not like a record deal. It's like you're gonna sell your songs, you're writing for other artists or whatever. I'd rather have a publishing deal. So yeah, it is. You got to roll with it, man. It's just like, is this happening again? I got to find another bass player. I don't think I ever saw the bass player, whatever happened to him, because I've had people overdose and get in the hospital and have to quit I have to fire them, and or whatever. Their grandmother died. They got to go back to wherever they're from. But the show must go on. I mean, it's my band, so I have to deal with it, not have to. I always feel better at the party afterwards. We'll have a little party. But that's what if you love music, if you love to perform, which I did and do, I just haven't done it. Is and again, musicians get a bad rap because a lot of times you have to work a full-time job and you're doing your band. All the while people are like, oh, he's lazy. He don't have, like, man, these people are working twice as hard as you, accomplishing something besides being like a jobber, meaning a jobber. And that's nothing wrong with that. But someone just goes to work and that's all they do. They live. What about the people that are doing that plus contributing something, accomplishing things, releasing an album every year or two, or playing, entertaining the public every weekend or whatever? That's a lot of work. But to this day, people are like, musician, he's probably smokes dope. And he's like, fuck. I've never understood that. I've seen some people that's in Los Angeles, they will, especially in sales, they'll put it in the ad like, "Hey, we're hiring musicians and actors because we know you guys are go-getters in sales." Da, da, da. But other people are like, "No, we don't hire. We don't. Oh, you play on the week. Who gives a fuck what they're doing on the weekend? You're not supposed to." But people are like that. People have assumptions. They're assuming you're just a musician when you're working and you're. And if you think it's too much, some people have, because again, everybody has to work. You can do it. I mean, when I was working, when I was younger, I was a love engineer. I'd work. I worked at the military, Champagne Surplus. I loved working there. I love the people. I love the owners. There's a family that owned. They were good to me. And I would get off work. I did an 8-hour day. Go home, eat my girlfriend, shower, and then head to band practice 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We rehearsed, and that's how we banded. We became you don't call off. Well, I'm not feeling too good. Everybody has those days. You push through. Matter of fact, when you push through, you get like a lot more accomplished and you feel better about yourself and you have a better time. If you settle for like, no, I'm not feeling it. Yeah, that's what you're going to get. And all that shit's going to come rushing at you. Just more and more of that. So you have to just push on through. Show must go on. Even in theater and acting, you got to, hey. In theater, they have understudies, meaning like there's a guy that knows, or girl that knows every line. They can go in there, if dude breaks his toe or whatever, bam, they'll finish the rest of the play. You got to, in bands, you got to do that too. We learned that in Love Engineer. We're like, man, we got a lot of gig, things, people get sick, and hungover. Some of the roadies can, and they did sometimes. And we did get other people that, but it's totally worth it. I think it makes you smarter because you're doing more, and you're like, hey, math is all about math and science to a certain extent as well. Entertaining people, that social connection, contributing to society, like entertaining people, hey, whatever. Instead of take, let's see. Musicians give a lot of themselves. All of them, from the shittiest band to like, AC/DC. You got to give up some stuff, like a lot of your personal time, whatever. But it's fun. I mean, you're if that's what you want to do. And it's the same thing, I'm sure, if you're like, I like to rebuild motorcycles, or boats, or whatever it is. It's the same thing. You do it for what you love it. And you will be rewarded for doing it. It's a lot of fun. Matter of fact, being on stage is some of the best feeling. Again, not all the time, but it's the best feeling. It's so much fun. And I'm not talking about doing David Lee Roth split, woo. No, just being up there you'd be an acoustic gig. Born, it's a great feeling. Again, your ego kick, a little bit. Ego helps when you're on stage. You don't want to be mean to people and cut, but you got to have a little bit of peacocking, hey, look at me. That helps. Like in the 90s, I hated all that shoegazing. I didn't like it. And unfortunately, I was in the midst of it. Like and they would put us with bands. We would, especially on the road, we would decimate these bands. I mean, what? Sometimes it's good to have a band like that open for you. So then you can actually, show what you. And we were known for, we were like a gear-headed, hard rock, beer drinking band, loud. We would sell the most booze, and we sold a bunch of CD, T-shirt, whatever it was. We did a lot of that. I didn't even know that we were selling the most booze until the club, because they were telling it, and it took a while. And I was in one band, I started my other band, and you know about like, okay, you got to sell so much booze, but I didn't realize that how much money we were generating, and that's why we would get like on a Halloween weekend or what, we'd get like 3 nights we'd play, because they're making bank. And the band made money too, but we would put a lot into the show. And when Love Engineer at the end, and this is in like 93, 94, we were renting lights and this and that and sound people. After sound check, we were 700 in the hole. So these guys would show up at the end of the gig and get their money, but we made money. I'd leave with, anywhere $250, something like that. Sometimes it's only like, not as much, but sometimes even more. It varied. So we were more interested in like looking like a huge band, looking like $1 million. So how do you do that? And at the time, this wasn't really popular. It was more like, oh, corporate rock sucks, man. I didn't like that. I mean, there's a time and place for everything, and there's a niche, and I get it, and I can visit that world. But when it becomes everything, when they're like painting in broad strokes, and that's the only thing that matters, and everything else sucks, I hated that, man. I hated some of these 90s bands, like making fun of older bands. I was like, come on, dude. You're not sophisticated enough to like a little bit of something different. You eat the same food every day. Maybe you do. You paint with one color. Obviously, you do. The industry too, like it was just like, no, we just want to sign a band that sounds like that. Like, dude, they already exist. You got to think out of the box a little bit. And we got for a while, for about a year, I think 92, 93, Love Engineer had a Budweiser endorsement, meaning they would make posters for us. They would even make T-shirts for the gig and put like their logo, Budweiser, on the arm or the back, and we'd have our logo, and they'd have girls show up at the table, and a lot of the local band, they oh no, you got, that's horrible, oh shit, making fun of us for being like successful and generating money again. Like we were making a lot of money for people. Everybody there, but those girls were getting paid. Hey, I was in a long-term relationship the whole time I was in Love Engineer. I didn't date him. I was living with my girlfriend, so I wasn't into all that. Matter of fact, I'd go to a lot of the party, or whatever was going on. I'd go home and hang out with my girlfriend. I mean, we'd go, but we weren't like, a lot of the guys that were single, and they, I had more of a stable life. We cooked, she kept me grounded. And that's one of the reasons probably why I did better than certain people. But when you start a band, you got to think about this. Now, granted, if you're just starting a cover band, you want to be, then you don't have to worry. But if you're going to start a cover band for fun and you want to make a little bit of money, I'd focus on being like a tribute band, even if you're not even like or concentrate on genre or I mean, we used to, I vote back in the day, 30 years ago, I opened for Kiss tribute bands that weren't even they were in T-shirts and jeans, but all they played was Kiss. And people came, and they're playing Cold Gin, and people are drinking, and hey, it's great. So you might want to focus on that. Focus on, learn Bob Marley tunes. It just, who cares? Do a Bob Marley set. You might get more further down the road if you focus, Beatles covers. I mean, think of like a band that you want to, and some of those can actually turn into an original band, or do both, whatever, or just do what you're going to do, just get out there but where are all the bands? Where's all the music stores? I guess everybody buys online, and where I'm at right now in this small town, there isn't. I mean, there is, but it's really not. I mean, it's like a closet and then if the guy does repairs on pianos or something, I don't even know. And I'm not making fun of that guy. God bless him. But there used to be a lot. It seems like there's more phone stores and Starbucks but we need people are needing music. There's not enough live music. There's not enough. Again, maybe I'm old. Maybe it is. Maybe times have changed. It's all about rap or something. I don't know. But I don't even hear as much music coming out of people's windows as it used to. Because I've always had dogs. You're walking your dog. I don't hear the music. And I noticed that about 10 years ago. It's just like, wait a minute, where's all the open window? Where's the music you're hearing? not blaring, but where when I first went to LA in '98, there you walk around, you hear people playing, you'd hear them just strumming guitar, whatever. I mean, singing. A lot of that's I don't know. I'm not here. I'm not seeing it. So get yourself inspired. Doesn't matter how good you are. Matter of fact, nowadays that doesn't put your own flavor on it. Even if you're tone deaf, you think, man, I don't know. Look, Bob Dylan, listen to him. He's the biggest rock star. I mean, come on. You don't have to be technically great. You just got to own it. Just like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. This is my version. Whatever. I'll come see your band. Okay, I'll bring friends and I'll buy you a beer. Again, my friends around here, because I do have a few friends around here. They're like family. They're pushing me. My one friend's like, you got to come on, Joe. He remembers seeing me and he knows he's got more stuff about my bit than I do. Because I've lived here and there and moved, been robbed so many times. All my shit's gone, I wish I'd have kept all that Love Engineer merch, the stuff that we did. I wish that, a friend of the band and our old roadie posted on Facebook one of our laminates, like stage laminates and I hadn't seen that. And I honestly forgot about it. Like, wow. He's like, yeah, I got 2 t-shirts. Like, dude, you're going to take some pictures of those t-shirts and post them. But, whatever. But even this little town I'm in, I'm doing my thing, whether it's my own, because you got to work with what you got. So what I have is me, and I've done this before. So it's like, well, instead of wasting time finding a band, I'll do my solo thing every day or every 3 times a week. I'll literally in my house, apartment, whatever, go through my set. I'm not stopping, whatever, do 3 songs without stopping, like just like you're performing. And then take do it again, do like an hour, learn an hour. Because I know from there, I sprout that. Then other people want to, hey, why aren't you in a band? Well, I'm a drummer. I'm a band. So then I will have or someone sees, hey, we need a cover, whatever it is. But I got to do what I got to do, work with what I have. What is that? Me doing solo. So that's what I'm going to do. Even to make myself feel better, man, playing music. And for one, your mental health, your social life, that's one of the main reasons because I was like, I'll quit playing live. People just stopped hanging out. And my social life was like, where'd that happen? Oh, I'm not in a band. That's right. I didn't realize that my social was hooked up into the goings on and I get it. It's exciting. There's only so many times you're going to cover from my place. And it's like barbecue on the porch and hang out with my dogs and drink some beer. I mean, it's cool and fun, but there's nothing more fun than a gig, or a barbecue gig, whatever. So get out there, start a band, step 3, success, kinda, but do it for fun. And other people, you'll get people and you'll meet other people. It's great. Again, socially, I've always gotten, your networking of people. If you're looking for a girlfriend, yeah, to start playing live, you'll be able to pick and choose whoever. Jobs, even, man, I'm telling you, people in bands get jobs better, So think about it. And I'm going to keep everybody updated on my my solo stuff because I have enough covers. I got a lot of them, but enough originals. I could do an hour or more, probably just doing originals. And I know a ton of covers. I have to relearn much, parts here and there. And I got to. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. I'm probably going to start this week doing my rehearsals for just by myself, just doing like, guitar, amp, go through my set. Because I'm cold, man. I haven't played in 10 years. And I don't play as much as I used to. Since I left LA, I've been here like 4 months. I just haven't played as much. It's a new place. I got stuff to do, So I'll keep you in touch or keep you updated. So look out. Here I'm coming. I love y'all. Be blessed. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.